We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the lines, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother Black Power to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
Awesome.
where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother. Stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah, Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We about that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue, and I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in radio land? How y'all doing in the chat? We got another powerful show for you today.
So I'm going to need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Hey, look, salute this Friday. I'll tell you this is a couple things I want to discuss on the show today. We got the Packers schedule that came out. We're going to talk about that at the Pop Culture Report. The Packers, they done dropped the NFL schedule, so I'm excited. I guess Iceman dropped. Drake. I mean, I was trying to listen to. I guess he got 3 albums. I guess he dropped 3 whole albums. I don't think I was ready for that kind of dump. You know what I mean? I don't think I was ready for listening to 30-something songs.
43, Tory.
40-something songs. I wasn't ready for all of that. I was ready for like an Iceman album, just so I can like kind of get it, everybody was buzzing about it. It was buzzing. But when I saw all this other stuff going on, I said, oh, wait a minute. It's going to take me 4 or 5 days to really try to, if I want to do it right, if I want to just listen to, I ain't got that kind of time to listen to 4 albums. 3 albums, 40 songs. Nah, that's a hard drive dump. He dumped his hard drive. 3
albums, 43 songs, and like 3 listenable ones, Tory.
I mean, I heard some of the songs on Ice. He was in his bag. I just didn't want to go through 3 whole albums last night. I need to give my ears a break. If you was in a tasting challenge, I had to clean my palate. Wait a minute, okay. But this is what you can do. This is what you can do when you want to. I guess he want to go independent now. He may be dropping these albums to get out of a contract. He may owe so many albums that he's going to drop these albums quickly so he can get to an independent point where he doesn't have any bosses. And I think a lot of people is eating from Drake. I think it's a couple companies that he's attached to due to his deal that so many people got their hands in the pot. And this was something that Kendrick and Drake and a lot of people were saying going back and forth. Do you have ownership of your masters, your royalties, and things like that? I think that Kendrick moved into his own company. So he's trying to, so he wants to, everybody now wants to be their own boss in the music industry. So independence is a great thing. I'm not against it. I like being independent. I like being independent. That's why this next Friday is gonna be my last show. I like being independent. Hey, I started out independent though. You can't get in and then switch it up. You got to be independent. I was independent from the jump. So when I don't see an opportunity to be what I've always been, then I got to make sure that I make sure Tory Lowe is in the right space for when I deal with the community. And I think that when I started 17 years ago, I came home in 2010. When I started dealing with the community, I always wanted to deal with it from my point of view and kind of grow from there. I didn't want to be like Martin Luther King. I didn't want to be like Malcolm X. I didn't want to be like nobody. I just wanted to take the information from the past and understand, okay, this is where we at and work from there. So my mind is to just figure it out and then add formulas for right now. So that's what I did. I remember when we did the walk from Milwaukee to Washington, D.C., and they wanted me to speak. And I didn't want to be Martin Luther King. I mean, I honor my ancestors for all of the work that they tried to do, but I wanted to be Tory Lowe. And ever since I didn't do that speech, I've never been associated with MLK. Like before that walk, a lot of people was like, oh, you like MLK, blah, blah, blah. The moment I turned down that speech to do as we did the walk from Milwaukee to D.C., and I allowed other people to take the platform, I was able to be whatever I wanted my movement to look like from that point on. I always wanted to make sure that I was calculating it from the front lines and making the right adjustments according to real time and where we at right now. So that was very important to me to keep my independence. So it's going to continue to happen. It'll just be in a different space. But who do we got in the chat? Who we got in the chat? Look, when we come back, we're going to find out who we got in the chat. We're going to get into the show. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home. Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Join March for Babies to improve the health of families. The U.S. is among the most dangerous nations for childbirth. With your help, we can tackle America's maternal and infant health crisis. Join us in Milwaukee on May 16th at 9 a.m. at Greenfield Park in West Dallas for this powerful community event. Connect with families, friends, and co-workers while raising critical funds. Every step counts. Sign up today at marchforbabies.org.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
They getting tired of you, Tory. Every time you look up, they kicking another door. See, I told you the days of being silent are over. This is the time for your cup to run over. If you don't stand for something, you gon' fall for anything. You hear me? Let me tell you something. If you need me, you know how to find me. But keep doing what you doing. I'm proud of you. Yeah, yeah. He who finds himself losing himself for my sake will find it. Yeah, yeah. And he who loses his life for my sake will find it. I've been praying for peace. I've been praying for peace. Tired of fighting these beats, but they need me in these streets. Yeah.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Who we got in the chat before we get into the show? Salute to everybody joining the chat. I appreciate the chat. We had a great journey over these last 5 years. A lot of people in and out of the chat. A lot of people, a lot of bots. I guess, the boss need love too. Boss need love too. Who we got in the chat? SC, I see you, SC, in the chat. Anita in the chat. She says, good afternoon. Josh is in the chat. Salute. He says, salute to Truth Nation. Kawanda, not really a city girl, is in the chat. She says, good afternoon, everyone. Sincere, Running Ray, real salute, King is in the chat. Motor Elephant is joining us in the chat, as well as Jeff is joining us in the chat today. LaRon is in the chat. LT up in here. Who else do we have in there? Young Money. I see you, Young Money. Young Money. He says Iceman is a classic. This is what Young Money said. He already on it right now.
Cap.
He already did, she struck first. He done threw his opinion out there. He says Iceman is a classic. Hey, I guess we still trying to figure it out. SE says Iceman, that's a lot of music. I'm tired. Her ears exhausted. That's a lot of music to consume. 3 albums. 3 albums then dropped. Let me see if I can find. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's everybody that's joining the chat. Vincent just joined the chat. He says, great afternoon to everybody. Look, I'll say this, we got the Tory Lowe Show mixtape, Frontlines mixtape. I guess this is it. This is a classic. This is a classic now. I guess we'll move the Tory Lowe Show and still keep going, but not in this space. But what I'm saying is, this is powerful. This is a Truth Nation appreciation gift. Truth Nation appreciation for everybody that tuned into the show. We need the emails. We need people to send in the emails, Andrew. How can they get a copy of the Tory Lowe Show soundtrack mixtape?
There's a lot of ways to do it. You can either DM us on any social media platform, whether that be Facebook or Instagram, Tory, or you can drop your email into our YouTube chat. We're collecting those. We have a handful right now. We're trying to get as many people this mixtape as possible.
Yeah, I'll say this. I love Truth Nation. I appreciate everything that we have done. And this is not goodbye. I'm just saying, just not in this format. Because before we had this format, we was dealing with social media. So we kind of moved everything to this format, and now we just got to keep it moving to another format. So I'll tell you this. Keep your ears open because, we ain't going to be down too long. We just got to regroup, rethink, and reshape. And how we're going to continue to serve the community the best way we know how. And I look back over 11 Wisconsin broadcasting nominations. 11, maybe 12. I didn't count the first one because I got second place. I got second place when I first started my show. And I remember Wexler, he was looking at me like, man, Tory, I just wanted to get first place when I first went to the Wisconsin Broadcast Association Awards, and I was up for Hard News. And Hard News is like investigative reporting. So I got second place like my first year. I remember getting that certificate. But I according to the overall scale of the Wisconsin Broadcast Association, we compete with radio stations all across Wisconsin. I'm talking about every radio station across Wisconsin is in the building. So to be second place in my first time up, I just wanted to be number one. So I didn't even really look at that certificate as, like, man, I wanted to get that first place idea. Now I got 6 of them, Now I got 6 of them. So it's one of those things where, you just kind of want to be competitive and you want to be able to be the best at what you do. And I think that we've done that. We got the hardware to show for it. And now what is the next challenges? What are the next things that we have to do as we move forward into the future? So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what we're going to do next. I think it's going to be amazing. And it's a couple of announcements that I was going to make before we started going into the transitions. And I haven't even made those announcements yet. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make the announcement Friday I don't know. Maybe I'll just do it on social media too, because, I got a lot of followers on social media as well. But what I'm saying is I didn't even get a chance to really – it was a big announcement I was finna make, and then this happened.
Huge announcement.
Yeah, it was a huge announcement. It was for the city, and I had to tuck that away because all of this is going on with the station. So it's still there. I'll still make sure that everybody can, get involved. But I got a couple things that we still got to look forward to for this summer, for the rest of the year, that I haven't even been able to talk about. So, like I said, maybe my last show I'll probably say something about it. Because, for those that's out in Truth Nation. But y'all can always follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And I got a TikTok. But like I said, the people that know how to get to me, y'all already know what time it is. Social media. We go viral on social media on all different platforms all the time. But like I said, this in the middle of this transition between the truth and what's next, always lock in on social media if you want to keep up.
The amount of phone calls you get, Tory, I would think that your phone number was on every billboard in Milwaukee.
Well, what happens is when they need help, they gonna find you. I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't have no problem. If people gonna get to you. I remember watching the A-Team, and they said, if you can find us, maybe you can hire the A-Team. But if people when they really need you, they gonna find you. That's when they call on Jesus. They call on him because they need him. It's the same thing with activism. If you can bring some results, they gonna find you. They gonna call on you when they need you. What are they talking about in the chat? Y'all, hey, look, I'll say this. Don't worry. It's all good. We're going to make sure that the movement continues. And salute, like I said, always salute to everybody right here at The Truth and what they're going to do moving forward. God bless everybody. And, I'm hoping everybody the best. I just heard about Dr. Ken. I guess I'm seeing it in the chat. A lot of people saying that Ken is not moving on with the new ideal of what the truth is going to turn into. So, like I said, change is inevitable. And like I'm going to tell you this. It's always time for change. I've been telling the community it's time to regroup, rethink, and reshape. That's change. So in all formats of life, all aspects of life, change is going to happen. So let's get it on. Let's make sure that it's the best change. Let's make sure it's the best. So, hey. Yeah, somebody brought that up in the chat, but somebody brought that up about Dr. Ken, and like I said, salute to everybody. Dr. Ken, Sherwin, Kyle, Homer Blow, Bailey Coleman, all of us that put in a lot of work over the years. Elizabeth Brown, that was my guest. That I brought her in from my activism. Anywhere I am, Minister Kevin. Everybody that have done things with me out in the streets, they were able to come where I'm at. It's like I don't know nobody with a job that can bring their buddies in and have them just consistently be a part of what they doing at work. So I was blessed, and I was blessed to get those that I deal with out in the community involved in what I was doing, and I'm going to always keep my community involved in what I'm doing, period. I don't know nobody else with a job that can have their buddies that can help them come in every day or when they feel like it, but I was able to do it. So God bless, A lot of people just, they just became a part of the movement, and they always will be a part of the movement. And I salute them in there, whatever they do moving forward. And I don't think too much going to change with how we get down in the street. So it's just moving into another space. It was a lot of work that was done, and I'm extremely proud. I'm extremely proud of everybody for the last, 5 years. what we were able to do with radio. I think the last 5 years was the golden era of Milwaukee radio. The last 5 years was the golden, because it wasn't in a box. Like we was able to talk and discuss and deal with the community the way we felt fit. And so don't sleep on these last 5 years of the truth. Don't sleep on it, because it was so original and so organic to the community. And I appreciate everybody that was a part of that ride. I appreciate Truth Nation in the chat. Everybody in the chat was so amazing. What they brought to the conversations, and the talk to text and the phone calls was so amazing. How no matter if we agreed or not, we were able to have these powerful conversations that brought the community back to life. People started getting active. Even after we didn't agree, we started getting active. And I think that was the most beautiful thing that I've seen in my last 5 years, is that the community, even though we would talk on the air and have differences of opinions, we would meet up at Summerfest. We would meet up out at Juneteenth. We would meet up at the cleanup. We would meet up at the call to actions, and we would still get the work done. So that was the most amazing part about what we were able to do, and the movement will continue, and will continue to do so. For those that want to get super active and keep continuing to be active on what's going on out here, once again, just hold on a second. We're gonna be right back at you in a second. Okay? That's all I'm gonna tell y'all about that until I can, make sure that we can get things in the right space. But look, when we come back, we'll have the Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You ever see the sign above the highway? The number of people that have been killed on the road? My wife, my son, and my unborn child were killed by a distracted driver. They were more than just a number.
Your phone isn't worth it. Buckle up, phone down. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
On Thursday, May 28th, join Sharp for the 10th annual Unwrapped MKE from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based education programs, serving thousands of urban elementary students in schools throughout Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
Honest, direct, and always thought-provoking.
Even if the system don't make sense anymore. And that's the part we got to be honest about. Education is not a theory. It's not a title. It's not a category. It's a student, it's a teacher, it's a classroom, and there's learning. Everything, everybody else, including the superintendent herself, are secondary. Assistant superintendents, or whatever the heck you call them, deputy, chief of school, everybody, they are secondary if a child's not learning. The student is the number one thing there. So if we've reached the point where the only way to defend the system is to argue that keeping teachers out of a classroom is essential to education, then we're not just confused. We backwards. And when policy, practice, priorities, and money collide like that, there's only one word for all of this: nonsensical.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, weekdays from 4 to 6, live on YouTube and broadcasting on 1017 The Truth.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
I'm Andrew Zimmel with your True Sports Update. The Milwaukee Brewers picked up 5 wins in a 6-game homestand. They'll be in Minnesota tonight to start a 3-game series against the Twins. Brewers All-Star Christian Yelich was out of the starting lineup Thursday for the second straight game as he deals with back soreness. MLB.com Brewers beat writer Al McCovey on Yelich's back soreness.
I mean, Brewers fans at this point know that he struggles with that here and there. It just flares up. And then the trick when it starts to flare is to stop it in time before it becomes something serious. And they've done it. Think about it over the years. They've done a very good job of that.
Brewers and Twins tonight in Minneapolis. First pitch is at 6:10 p.m. And the Packers' regular season schedule is out and it's loaded with games in prime time. The Packers wrap up the regular season at home against the Lions. And on a recent episode of his podcast, Game Recognized Game, Bucks center Miles Turner spoke on Doc Rivers and Giannis Antetokounmpo, saying the Milwaukee Bucks star took advantage of the situation, noting the franchise star, quote, showed up whenever he wants. I'm Andrew Zimmel for your True Sports Update.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We out here fighting for the people. What we doing? We out here fighting for the people. What we doing? We out here fighting for the people. Tory Lowe, part 1. We out here fighting for the people. We out here fighting for the people. I can make a sequel. All these murders is getting lethal. Low, low.
101. 7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Hey, look, we got Pop Culture Report brought to you by Tory Lowe and Andrew right here in the studio on this beautiful Friday in the city of Milwaukee. First of all, I heard you talking about Giannis on the sports report.
Yeah.
Saying that Giannis, yeah. I mean, I heard that during the break. Something going on with Giannis, and here we go.
Let's go off to the races. All right, so Miles Turner is on a podcast, Game Recognized Game, with Brianna Stewart. She plays for the New York Liberty WNBA team. They've had this podcast for about a year. He is going all out, Tory. He's unloading the clip on the 2026 Milwaukee Bucks. He starts talking about Doc Rivers, saying that, Doc never really had control of the locker room. They didn't get fined. The two were going back and forth.
Is he still on the Bucks?
He is still on the Bucks. Yes, he is.
And now he did all of this. He starting the controversy early?
Oh, yeah, baby.
What?
Oh, yeah. So he's talking to Brianna Stewart, who's a WNBA player, about getting fined. She's like, hey, yeah, we get fined for every little thing, like boxing out, not missing a rebound. He goes, we didn't get fined for anything. And starts telling a story about how guys just didn't show up to the plane. Plane's supposed to leave at 1. They're not leaving until 4:30.
What?
Yeah. And then they go, well, who's the worst case? Giannis was the worst, according to Miles Turner on this podcast.
Are you serious?
Yes. He's just unloading, saying like, well, when you get to that level, you kind of get to do whatever you want. These are teammates, Tory. Technically, they're still both employed by the Milwaukee Bucks. Crazy. Just absolutely
We just got Miles Turner.
And Miles Turner's saying, I just got here.
The culture is trash.
Yeah. And he was in Indiana. He was at the Pacers.
That's what I'm saying. So he basically saying that Giannis was
not a good leader.
Being a good example of what to. Oh, wow.
Could you imagine any other team like this?
I didn't expect all of this today.
Oh, well, brother, expect
That's terrible.
Yeah. You came in, you thought, we'll talk about
Randy Moss taking plays off.
Yeah, I'd say so. He said the only time, and Miles Turner goes on to talk about how he learned, hey, if the flight's supposed to leave at 1, I'm not getting there till 2 because I know we're not leaving on time. So he's like, I'm going to show up an hour late if everybody else is showing up an hour late. He said the only time that he was really upset at his teammates for being late is that he's from Dallas. The flight was to go to the Mavericks game. They didn't leave on time. He missed out on some of family events, like because he wants to go back to see his family in Texas, right? So he's saying, like, the culture is really tough here. And he's blamed a lot of it on Doc Rivers, who's no longer the head coach, obviously. Maybe a new head coach, different culture.
That's why when Nazir Spencer went over there and tried to ask questions with the new coach, is he going to help shape this rebuild? It sounds like we're in a rebuild.
Yeah. At least
sounds
a cultural
like we're in a rebuild.
At least a cultural rebuild, Torty. You got to start over from scratch, honestly, when it comes to this stuff. Because like at the end of the day, if you have your best player who's just saying, "Hey, I'm not going to show up on time," and again, this is all Miles Turner telling us this. This isn't Shams saying this. This is a guy who's in the locker room. If he's saying like, "Hey, this guy's not showing up on time," leadership wise on Giannis, this is a terrible look.
Wow, and this inside information.
Yeah, this is in the locker room. Calls coming from inside the house.
So is this conduct detrimental to the team?
I mean, detrimental to me getting places on time for sure. And then you look at the rest of this team, Tory, and there's no other real leaders on this squad, right? Like Giannis is supposed to be the leader.
Why did Miles step to Giannis? This is kind of coward, because if he wanted the team to get better, he could have stepped to Giannis and been like, "Hey, we the leaders. We supposed to be the leaders of this team. I'm gonna hold you." That's what Jordan would have did. Michael Jordan would have never had none of this going on.
Yeah, but that's Black Jesus, man.
I'm just talking about if you a top 5 player, you talking about winning the championship, and you late for like flights and stuff like that, and setting the example for these young teammates. That's not good. I'm not saying I didn't know this until just now.
The countdown for Giannis.
I never heard that Giannis was like this. I thought Giannis was A1 when it came to like he was thirsty for a championship and he was going all out. I didn't know he was slacking on the Mac.
Our friends over on ESPN Wisconsin this morning, Tori, were talking about the biggest divas to leave Wisconsin sports. And they were talking about your guys, Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. And they threw Giannis in this conversation now. This divorce is going to be ugly. It's not looking good.
See, they always make somebody a diva before they move them on.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just shocked that Miles Turner is even talking about this. We got LaRon in the chat. He says Miles Turner sucks and he's looking for somebody to blame.
I mean, if Miles Turner's on that plane waiting for it to take off, he could watch some game film, I guess. I don't know, Tori. My thing is, I would be so annoyed if I was a teammate and guys are showing up. Because they're saying flight's supposed to leave at 1, we're leaving at 4:30. 3.5 hours? Most of the flights the Bucks take are 3.5 hours. Like, come on.
Maybe he was trying to avoid the drama because it was a lot of drama last season. He was hurt last season.
Giannis was.
But was he holding up the plane? Was they waiting on him like, okay, Giannis ain't here yet, we can't take flight? Or do the Bucks never leave on time? And Giannis was like, they not leaving for another hour or two, so I know when they're going to actually leave, and I'll just get there at that time. Is he just sitting back holding everybody hostage from the flight?
Well, my thing is, this is a Doc Rivers problem. To me, this isn't a Giannis problem. This is a Doc Rivers problem. Because if you are the leader, you're the head coach of the team, find some guys. You're not showing up on time, find them. Yeah, $150 here, $200 here. I guarantee you dudes are showing up on time. You know what I mean? You're not coming to shoot around on time, you get fined. You're not coming to play on time, you get fined. We paying you how much money? You're going to pay us
I'm the max player. Y'all do what I say.
That's not how this works. That's why we have head coaches. It sounds
like that's how it was working.
And that's why the Bucks are where the Bucks are, Tori. I'm telling you, they got to start all from scratch. Rip it down, start over again. Because if this is what's going on, man, you can't win games like that.
All I'm saying is that I need some clarification. Is that a word, clarification?
Clarification is a word, yes.
Okay, I need some clarification because he's saying that Giannis was late for flights.
Yep.
Was he late, like holding people back from being on time? Or was he late like everybody's supposed to be there at 1 o'clock, the plane leave at 2, he got there at like 1:59?
That is not how this story was told. Story was told like we're leaving at 1 and he's not rolling in until 3. So again, in Brianna's story,
so he holding everybody up.
Yeah.
Okay, so then to me that could be a problem.
A little bit.
I'm just saying, like, if he's holding everybody up for hours, and this a one-time thing or this is consistent?
According to Miles Turner, it sounds like it's consistent. And according to him, it seems like the way Giannis was moving, the rest of the team was moving too. So if Giannis isn't showing up on time, well, why do I have to show up on time if Giannis isn't going to be there? Like, if plane leaves at 1, I get there at 1. Giannis doesn't get there till 3. Well, why am I getting here at 1 if Giannis isn't getting here for another 2 hours? Like, so now I can kind of roll in a little bit later. Now I'm rolling in late to practice. Now I'm rolling in late to shoot-arounds. Now I'm rolling in late to film study. And, you know, you end up in the spot where the Bucks were this year, where at the end of the season they're trying to fight for a play-in game, you know? So it's just, again, I blame Doc Rivers. I play all this on him.
Yeah, it is definitely coaching. But, you know, when I see Giannis again, I'm gonna ask him about this. I need some inside information.
You gonna walk up on Giannis? Hey,
no, he comes in here. Let's see Giannis walking in here. He comes in GKB. I've seen Giannis 3-4 times last year.
Why are you showing up on time?
No, but he was here on time for you know. I don't know what he was doing with the Bucks, but
and maybe he likes us more. He likes Doc Rivers.
All I'm saying is I've spoken to Giannis several times, just coming in and out. But what I'm saying is he just trying to make him seem like he's having behavior detrimental to the team. And Giannis wants to win another title. I don't know. Maybe I have to holler at him. I'm going to holler at the Nasses, too. I see the Nasses, as they come through the station. I may have to try to figure out what's going on here. This is the first time I've heard this. So I think we need another side to this. I think we need two sides. It's two sides to the story. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more Pop Culture Reports. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Join March for Babies to improve the health of families. The U.S. is among the most dangerous nations for childbirth. With your help, we can tackle America's maternal and infant health crisis. Join us in Milwaukee on May 16th at 9 a.m. at Greenfield Park in West Dallas for this powerful community event. Connect with families, friends, and coworkers while raising critical funds. Every step counts. Sign up today at marchforbabies.org.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries. And dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail. Whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
frying pan to the fire where I landed. Seeing how you move, I can see you had a clue. It take courage to do what you had to do. What would Tory do?
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Tory Lowe and Andrew right here in the studio. The Packers schedule dropped last night.
It did, Tory. You want to get into it?
Along with the Iceman and 3 other projects, I think. 40-something songs, I guess.
Way more interested in the Packers schedule.
Yeah, I'm definitely way more interested in the Packers schedule.
So let's go through it. Starting the season at Minnesota, Tory.
Yeah, that's a win.
All right. And then New York, going to the Jets.
We can get that one. I believe the Packers can get that one. The Jets they still looking for pieces.
First home game against the Falcons in September.
And, the one thing I hate when the Packers travel south, they lose to teams that I think that they could beat. They always give up a couple games that that they should have won.
Hosting the Falcons, though.
Yeah,
so
but
it's in Lambeau.
Oh, it's in Lambeau. Okay,
Yep.
well, then good. Well, I believe we can get that one.
All right, so then you go to Tampa Bay.
Here we go. Another traveling out there. We could get ambushed with this one, but I think we can beat the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Then you get 2 good games in October. Bears at home. And then Dallas Cowboys at home. Back-to-back weeks.
Okay, those are 2 tough games. A rival game is always strong. It's got to be. But, I think the Packers, a healthy Packers team coming down the stretch in that space, they can handle it. If it's injuries, 50-50.
All right. Well, you get Micah Parsons back for the Cowboys game.
Okay, yeah. If he's back healthy, you've seen the impact he had on the Dallas game last season. So I think the Packers can beat Dallas with a healthy Micah Parsons or well-performing Micah Parsons.
Oh, and then at Detroit.
Detroit is tough. Detroit and Green Bay always go back and forth. I say we got to be careful. Detroit is not as strong because they lost one of their offensive coordinators. And I don't know if they're going to get it together or not, but I think that last year the Detroit Lions just looked
mid.
Yeah, they just looked mid to me. So I think Green Bay can get this.
All right, then you go to Carolina, or I'm sorry, you host Carolina.
I think we can get. Hopefully these are the teams that kind of sneak one in. Like the Packers supposed to go down there and do their thing, and then they come out with the loss. So I don't know. I'm gonna say 50-50 on that one.
All right, if that's the case, then you're at 7-1 on the season right now, going into Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots to start the month of November.
That's going to be a tough game.
Okay.
It's hard to win in Foxborough, but the Patriots, they went to the Super Bowl last year with all of the controversy surrounding the head coach.
All I know is that if you go to New England, bring Diana Rossini back with you. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
Then you take on the Minnesota Vikings at home November 15th.
I hate the Vikings. We got to beat the Vikings. We got to beat the Vikings. We got to beat the Bears. I'm never going to let the words come out of my mouth that the Vikings going to beat the Packers. It's just not going to happen. I can't even think about it.
Appreciate that one. All right, then you get a bye week.
And you're a Vikings fan.
Big Vikings fan. You get a bye week, then you go back-to-back weeks at LA to take on the Rams, at New Orleans take on the Saints.
Saints still trying to figure out what they're trying to do. They don't have a strong identity right now. Packers can get that one as well.
Okay, and then at home, taking on the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills may be a tough game.
Okay.
They're building for a championship. They have an identity. They have good players over there, some good pieces over there. That's going to be a good matchup between the Buffalo Bills. I say 50-50.
Miami Dolphins coming to town in December. How you feel about that one?
Oh, Malik. The return of Malik. Hey, I think Jordan Love got to step that one up. He can't lose to the backup quarterback.
No, you cannot.
He can't. That's going to be the storyline. I don't even know if you would say that Malik was the student of Jordan Love. He was the backup.
The apprentice, yeah.
Was he an apprentice or was he just the backup? Because he was winning. When he got in the game, he was able to win. So I think that he was just a solid backup quarterback that got a starting job with the Miami Dolphins.
And then you go to Chicago, end of the season, Christmas Day game, Friday, December 25th.
Dangerous. Chicago Bears is starting to impressed me with a lot of, Caleb is starting to impress me, a little bit with a lot of his throws. I mean, I'm not a hater like that. I mean, he had some throws that I was like, oh, wow, that was an amazing throw. But it's tough. It's always tough in a serious rival, especially within the last year. The Bears made a lot of improvements, 50-50.
And then home against the Houston Texans.
Texans ain't that bad. Texans have that might be another 50-50 game. If the Packers are, they better watch themselves in that game right there against the Texans. I say Packers. I think they may lose 5 games this season.
Well, I was going to say, because right now you're at 4 losses.
Okay.
Now the Detroit Lions to end the season at home.
If we get the Detroit Lions on the first game, usually we split. But lately they've not been so Detroitish. They haven't been. So I mean,
been solid.
So I think that that's a 50-50 game right there as well.
All right. So according to Tory Lowe, the Green Bay Packers this season go 12-5.
Yep, I agree.
All right, that's a solid one. Solid 12-5
season. 12-5 season, yeah.
Now, this is a story I've been sitting on all week, Tory. I've tried to get in his ear to do it with you. We've talked about a bunch of different things. This story is maybe the funniest story I've seen all week. All right, so this woman goes on a business trip, Tory. She has a smart scale. She gets a notification on her phone at 1 a.m. that somebody.
Now, what's a smart scale?
A smart scale is a smart weight scale. So like when you step on the scale in the morning, it tracks on your phone. So it just goes straight to your phone so you can track your weight. You can track
it dings. It gives you an alert.
Yes. 1 a.m., she gets a ding on her phone that somebody stepped on her scale. And she knows it's not her husband because it's 120 pounds. Okay? His mistress weighed herself at 1 a.m. and blew up the entire spot. He got caught cheating on his wife while she was on a work trip because the mistress stepped on the wife's smart scale.
Oh, wow.
Can you think of a worse way to get caught cheating? Can you think of a worse? Your wife is on a business trip. You got everything figured out. It's all good. And then she gets a notification on her phone that your side piece is stepping on her scale in her bathroom, sleeping in her. Tory, I saw this story.
You know what?
Funniest
what
thing I've ever
comes to mind, what's done in the dark will always come to the light somehow. And he already had it figured out. He would have never thought that her going to the bathroom in the middle of the night would cause him to be exposed. Maybe I need to get me a smart scale.
I just was thinking to myself, like, you tell everybody, like, hey, when your girl comes over, you can't sleep in the sheets. You got to sleep on the comfort.
Oh, wow.
You can't be messing with the toothbrushes. Hey, my girlfriend, my wife knows XYZ. To get caught because she stepped on the scale, Tory, to get the ding on the phone, just absolutely devious.
How much do the wife weigh?
So the wife knew she wasn't 120 pounds. She knew her side piece wasn't 120 pounds.
They ever say how much she weighs?
She did not say how much she weighs.
Oh, wow.
But she went on social media to talk about this, and this is how she caught her husband, kind of telling all the other women, hey, keep an eye out,
How does she look? Is she good looking or what?
You know what? Listen, she looked like I'm just saying. Like,
true.
Hey, listen, Tory, if there's one thing we're gonna do on The Truth, it's tell the truth. All right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit across this glass from you and tell you that it was Nia Long. All right?
Oh wow. Well, Sincere Ronnie Ray Real says talking about weighing your options.
Yeah. Well, now I'll tell you, this man lost a lot of good options. Lost the house,
Young
lost the car.
Young Money says from the picture, the wife was, or what he says, 190 pounds.
Like I said, this was not Nia Long on the other side of his bed for me, Tory. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow.
All right, now finally, we got to talk about the Drake album. He put out 3 projects last night, Tory. I was expecting 1 project. So when I woke up this morning and I saw 3, I put it on while I was on the treadmill. I am a Drake hater. I'm the first person to tell you I'm a Drake hater. There was like 2 or 3 songs here that I was like, all right, this is fine. This will make a playlist. But all 3 of these albums are going to go platinum because Drake's fans are a crazy fan base.
I heard Iceman. I was listening to Iceman. It was late. I was trying to get through the album. If you like singing, if you like, you know what I like about Drake though. I'm gonna say something positive here. His creativity is there. I I like when he switches the beat to another beat. Also, I heard Future on the song as well. You know, I did hear the record that Future was on. So what is that? Is him and Future back cool again? I mean, I don't know. It's just I think that Iceman was kind of okay to me.
They compared Future.
It wasn't something that I felt like I haven't heard the song that is gonna be I'm gonna keep on repeat. I haven't heard that song yet.
I will say this. My friend who's a Drake fan, Tory, because I was hating on this album, he said the only people who hate on Drake albums are broke and don't have a woman. So
yeah, he got a song called "Ran to Atlanta" because Kendrick said "Ran to Atlanta" in one of his lyrics. I like that song because you know it got a lot of switch up on it. But I like Drake when he switches the beat. But I think that I haven't found that song off Iceman or nothing that I've heard that I got to keep playing and listening to. Young Money said whole album on repeat. Well, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussions. We're going to open up the lines, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad, your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you. And then they gonna tell you, come here. Now you know I'm gonna tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in the 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tory Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And I guess we had a show yesterday. We were talking about the data center that was coming to Midtown. We played the article. And we were reacting to it. And Mark Chambers, one of the Common Council members, alderman of the 2nd District, released a letter. I guess he's saying he's clearing confusion at the Midtown Center. He's saying there's some confusion. He wants to clear it up. And I want to talk about what he's trying to clear up with the confusion. And like I say, if they had been more open and with the community about the procedure in the first place, it wouldn't be no confusion. But since they threw it out there, this is reactionary to me. This is reactionary. Some went out there without people having, clear communication between what they were doing at City Hall. And now they got to come back and try to clear something up because we didn't even know what was going on in the first place. With what was going on at Midtown. That was looking like a ghost town for a second. So I guess he goes on to say data centers are a couple of very bad words these days. They conjure images of gray buildings covering thousands of acres, creating a nuisance level of noise and taxing local water supplies and other resources. I guess he goes on to say the development proposed for Midtown centers include nothing even close. Okay, well, why? This is what happens when you lead the people out. And so we have to run with what we can see and hear. And I guess now he's trying to kind of come back and say that this ain't that type of data center. He goes on to say, it is true that a high technology use is included in part of the project submitted by AFS Milwaukee LLC. While the details of their submittal are not final, that use is expected to have a small footprint when it comes to the respect to water, water utilized to close the loop system that will be entirely self-sustaining and require no water from the local supply. So remember when I was talking about the data centers using up the water? He's saying that this ain't that kind of data center, like that's going to affect the water supply. He's saying that utilize a closed loop system that will entirely self-sustaining and require no water from the local supply. So they'll have a self-sustaining water system. And so where are they getting the water from? I'm just saying. He said, despite all this, I know that the residents have not received nearly enough information about this proposal, and for that reason, we will not be heard at Monday's City Plan Commission meeting. Once better information is available, I will want to hear from all those directly affected by this development to help inform my decisions about it. All right, I don't know what was supposed to be happening Monday or whatever, but I don't know when they're going to have the community to come together to have their opinion on this. But, I mean, what is the benefit that Midtown was a place where everybody could go and shop and do things or have access to certain resources or groceries? You know, they had the Walmart over there. They had the Lowe's over there. And all of that closed. So a lot of people was hoping that it would be like a center for kids to go and play and have fun and something like that. Because the kids was gathering there anyway in the empty lot a while back till they started, shooting over there, and then they couldn't have that. But what I'm saying is this going to be an asset to the community? Is this going to be an asset to the community? And that's all we want to know. Can we get the jobs? And a caller called in yesterday and said, ain't no chance that the black people going to get, jobs out of this. Basically. So we want to know, if you're going to put something in our communities at Midtown, what is the benefit to our community? And if you can't tell us that, then what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We got enough entities in the community that's soaking out the money, draining the money out the community and taking it outside of the community. We thought that this was an opportunity to put something in our communities, in this vacant space, that was going to help deal with the issues and the concerns of the black community. And I don't see, from what I'm seeing, that that's the case. Now, they said that they was going to have some room for some community ideas, some community organizations could probably get an office somewhere. But no, we talking about neighborhood development. We talking about something social for the kids. That's what we really need. And here we go. A lot of people thought that that would be a great area for a skating ring or something powerful for the kids. And now they want to switch the situation to a data center that's self-contained. They saying it's self-contained. This is at least what this alderman is saying is self-contained. They not using no water from Lake Michigan, and I think I heard there was going to be storage, something else, a couple things. So I ain't hearing nothing with a lot of the true concerns of the community when it comes to building outfits for the youth. So here we go. Young Money says water consumption is lower, but over time the water still needs to be replaced. I'll say this. I'm at the point where I'm convinced that they don't want to help these kids like that. Like they don't want to build nothing significant at this point. It's not in the plans. And if they can't do it at Midtown with all them open buildings over there, I mean, we've been talking about neighborhood development, something extra for the young people for a long time. Way out there, what was that? At the old Northridge, we thought that something was going to be out there. We thought we had a chance at Midtown that the city would say, hey, let's add something for the youth over here. I don't know. It's just, I don't know if that's on the docket right now, on the agenda for the young kids to actually get something put up to try to tackle some of the issues that we've been facing lately. So, y'all, if we don't come together and put it together, I guess it ain't going to happen. If y'all want to chime in on this, 833-212-1017, I would love to hear what you think about what they doing at Midtown at the old Walmart. This has been something that we've been discussing on the Tory Lowe show. I'm seeing that they want to discuss now once they got a lot of stuff in writing. They got a lot of stuff in writing now, so here they come with the conversation. You could have came out at the beginning and got the community input, and we wouldn't be right here. But see, this is reactionary. They look on the news and see this city. All right, my last show is Friday, so I'm gonna say it. Next week Friday, it might be this Friday. Hey, I'm gonna keep it cool. You know what I was about? I was about to say something crazy. Not crazy, but It's not crazy to me. I see what's happening, and it might sound crazy to you, and it may not. But I will say this. They don't have a plan for the young people at all. That ain't what I was about to say, but it kind of it relieved me because I said that. They don't want, we thought that this was going to be an opportunity to have the same experience that we had at Capitol Court, having an outlet for the young people to go. We used to go up to Capitol Court. It was a movie theater up there. It was so many things at Midtown that used to be a spot where we could go in the city. Now it's starting to become a place of things that we can't even really use or go up there to try to kind of use as a resource to deal with the community. And then it sounded like we ain't got no jobs coming either. Like, you got to have an IT degree and some management experience and all that. I don't know what the requirements is, but how many jobs is that going to help with the community other than trying to cut that grass growing in the concrete to maintenance? And maybe y'all could clean the urinals or something, like maybe make sure that the urinals smell fresh. That's it. That's what it looked like to me. I just hate to see how the community is being handled. And y'all gonna keep allowing these people to play in y'all face? Hey, that's why I'm happy I'm independent. I can say that, you know. I just try to keep it in a space where y'all can just kind of understand that we had an opportunity here at Midtown to really do something powerful. And the big corporations is buying up the blocks. They let the Milwaukee for sale. A lot of the things that's happening on Martin Luther King, a lot of these corporations came and grabbed half of my old neighborhood, bought the whole half a block. The corporation came and bought whole half a block. It's not nothing that we can use. It's not nothing that we can use it as a way to kind of move forward with the issues that we have in our communities. And as long as that continue to happen, we gonna get pushed out. It seemed like it's just a plan to push us out to me. Like, it just looked like it to me. I don't feel that everything that's going on in our community, even with the new developments, have us in mind. It don't have the black community in mind. And that's sad that we sit back and allow these people to continue to come up with ideas that we cannot benefit from. Yeah, we got festivals. We got all these festivals. Yeah, you can come out and party in the street. You just can't go in the building unless you got some cash. It's tough. It's tough to watch. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
One can invest their whole life and effort in helping the community, and sometimes they don't get nothing back. But you know what? You keep on going with it, okay? God bless you. Happy upcoming Father's Day. And hang on in there. And Tory, don't worry about what nobody say about you, because they're going to talk about you anyway, because they can't do what you do.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Join March for Babies to improve the health of families. The U.S. is among the most dangerous nations for childbirth. With your help, we can tackle America's maternal and infant health crisis. Join us in Milwaukee on May 16th at 9 a.m. at Greenfield Park in West Dallas for this powerful community event. Connect with families, friends, and coworkers while raising critical funds. Every step counts. Sign up today at marchforbabies.org.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. 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 Advocate, Tory Lowe, he a soldier for the soul. Power to the people, seeing all the forces moving slow. Open doors for the low, still the voice of the voiceless. When you feeling like you running out of choice, boy, Tory got the remedy. Activists going to war for black people, his family. Always got his foot on the pedal, running with no energy. Keeping people at a higher level with his empathy. Call him when you need him. He been an angel, but he had to work for his freedom. And his wings spread for his kingdom. And you know he gotta go to war when he sees demons. He been in them cold nights when he had to learn to hold tight. When the pain from the bottom was too much to bear, he was there to get you through the storm. And the advocate, Tory Lowe, 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 Tory Lowe. Look, not a revolution televised came up.
1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Have y'all ever heard of this story about the farmer who throws the dead pig into the well to attract rats? And I was talking to my son about this story because I wanted him to understand the rules of divide and conquer. And so this story is an old story that they tell to warn the community about fighting each other over crumbs. And so sometimes we got to be reminded of these stories because it has a powerful meaning to it to show how the elite will have you fighting and pointing the fingers with each other while they run everything. And I'm gonna give a quick overview of the story because it's a deep story, but I just wanted to give I just wanted to touch on this story. Y'all heard of the crabs in the barrel, like that. But have you ever heard of the dead pig that was thrown into a well to attract rats? And so this is the way the story went. A farmer throws a dead pig into the well, and this attracts rats to come into the well. The farmer throws it in there, sets it up. It lures hungry rats attracted by the smell, and they jump in the well to eat. The trap is, while there is plenty of food, while there's a lot of food around, rats start to live together, but the food runs out, and then the rats turn on each other. Because now the pig is gone, they starving, they start to turn on each other because what? Survival. There are a lot of the people in fight or flight mode. So once these rats got into fight or flight mode, the rats fight one another, with the strongest surviving by feeding on his own. Feeding on his own. Until only one remains. Out of all of the rats that jumped in there, I guess according to the story, 70 rats, they was eating good in the neighborhood. All of a sudden, when the food was gone, they turned on each other, fought each other, and all of a sudden, there's only one remaining. And now he don't want to eat grain or nothing. He's trained to eat his own people. The lesson, the farmer removes the last rat, which has forgotten how to eat grain and only knows how to destroy. Just as powerful, this is a powerful story because the farmer released the rat, took the rat out the well and released it back into the field, knowing that the rat would only eat its own people. He don't have to worry about the rat eating his stuff up no more because now he got a killer on his hands. And this is the divide and conquer stories that we need to understand, because if we're fighting each other, that means we're living in the well. If we're going against each other, pointing the finger at each other, always arguing over politics and crumbs, small things, fighting over materialism, living in the well, attacking each other, to the strongest man is the last man standing. That's divide and conquer at its finest. The farmer had all the control, and he created a monster. That's why we got to never forget about the social engineering, the Willie Lynch ideas, the things that they programmed in the community, or they didn't give you that credit score. You got a good credit score, but you didn't get the benefits of having a good credit score. You couldn't get that loan for the house, or you couldn't achieve certain things because the system is controlling the outcomes, and you come back and fight amongst yourselves, point the finger and blame each other for the conditions, and then all of a sudden you have chaos. And sometimes when I look out into the streets, I'm just seeing the whale concept. Everybody fighting each other and they all taking a loss. When the corporations are coming in buying up the neighborhoods, the politicians ain't doing nothing but fattening their pockets. The community is changing, but not to your benefit. The community that you living in is changing, but you can't get nothing out of it. You're not getting the benefit of living in your own community, but you fighting your brother down the street. Fighting at fast food restaurants. I mean, look at how many stories we done heard. People going up into these restaurants just exploding, going crazy over fast food. People that supposed to be family turning on each other, like living in the well. This is why we have to regroup, rethink, and reshape. This is why we have to make sure that we understand what the real enemy is. This story urges that the real enemy is not the neighbor, but the person who threw the pig into the well to create the conflict. The people that put together the projects, the people that put us in these spaces with limited resources. A lot of people say, well, it's time for you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We just had a young man on the show that pulled himself up by the bootstraps, that got a good job out in Walworth County, and the police treated him worse than they would treat a dog. Understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation. Don't ignore that story that I just told y'all about the farmer who threw the dead pig in the well to attract the rats that was eating up his grain. It was a divide and conquer strategy to create a monster. We got Sandra on the lines. How you doing, Sandra?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Blessings, Queen. How you doing?
Great. Okay. Now, your topic, you were speaking about the rat theory. I read about that rat theory. And the sad part about it is true, because they say, like, you put them in a circle, and then you give them all the food, all of them, and then they're happy. You know, and this is when you say you got a community, and you're getting the right things for your community, you know, jobs and resources and stuff, you're happy. But these folks figured out a way to, to systemically drain it. Mm-hmm. And they've been draining it for years, because I bought my house in 71 on 27th and Burleigh. They've been draining this community for years. And so people always say, we need to get together, but I have no neighbors. I have no community. It's border of houses. It's empty lots, and these are city lots, and then people dump the stuff on them. So I've mentioned that before. But this is not my fault. This is a fault of the politicians. And the thing is, if you brought jobs, they took the jobs out, because I retired from Allen Bradley. I watched them outsource those jobs. And I watched a black man pack them, and he looked me in my eye, and I looked him in his eye. And they packed them and sent them overseas. And then, and a lot of the stuff we have here is leased out to foreign countries, like our tollways and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And then a lot of people that come in here on our construction are people outside of our state. So in other words, they're not even trying to give us jobs unless you're the elite or you live out there in the suburbs. You know, those are people they're doing for, because they say we put in the most tax dollars, but we get hardly nothing back.
Right.
And then everything goes up, our license plate. Yeah, our license plate, everything. And we pay for everybody to come here. And Chicago got that tollway, Illinois. So the people pay, but if it's a foreign country, I don't know how they do it now. But anyways, and there's this memo out, this dude years ago in 71, and he wrote the playbook for the Project 2025, and you should check it out. It's called the Powell, Powell memo, and you should check it out. It's step by step as to how they're depleting these central cities, and then they're coming back, what they call it, when they come back to the area and rebuild it up and kick us out.
It's happening right now.
See, they want to be. Yeah, they want to be by the resources. See, we got the water. We got what they need. Remember when you said something like that guy, that judge was calling us a sewer?
Right.
We ain't a sewer no more, are we?
Hey.
Because that's what them data centers going to need. They're going to need all that water. And then this one out there going to be out there. Yeah.
They already
out
here.
There about it, yeah, Port Washington. They put one in Port Washington. I think one is going up there with Walker. And Trump was going to put that, bring those, foreign people in to work on that building out there in Kenosha. They're putting them up, and they said so many of them. So just check it out. We'll see where it is, and it's not us.
Well, I'll say this. When we talk about just political, our community is a Democratic-ran township. So, like I said, in order, we got a black common council. We got black leadership in high executive positions. You would think that we'd be able to get something. Okay, All right. Well, we're going to run the break, and when we come back, we got Al on the lines. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Still think you're going to use those old chemicals just sitting around under the sink, in the garage, or down in the basement? We're talking things like old antifreeze, paint thinners, batteries, propane cylinders, and pesticides. So don't let them sit there. Get rid of them right away. To MMSD's Home Hazmat Drop-Off Centers. It's safe, it's easy, and it's open to all Milwaukee County residents. There are 3 locations open year-round. Let's clean up Milwaukee.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries and dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail. Whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
I'm Andrew Zimmel with your True Sports Update. The Milwaukee Brewers picked up 5 wins in a 6-game homestand. They'll be in Minnesota tonight to start a 3-game series against the Twins. Brewers All-Star Christian Yelich was out of the starting lineup Thursday for the second straight game as he deals with back soreness. MLB.com Brewers beat writer Al McCovey on Yelich's back soreness.
I mean, Brewers fans at this point know that he struggles with that here and there. It just flares up. And then the trick when it starts to flare is to stop it in time before it becomes something serious. And they've done it. Think about it over the years, they've done a very good job of that.
Brewers and Twins tonight in Minneapolis. First pitch is at 6:10 p.m. And the Packers' regular season schedule is out and it's loaded with games in prime time. The Packers wrap up the regular season at home against the Lions. And on a recent episode of his podcast, Game Recognized Game, Bucks center Miles Turner spoke on Doc Rivers and Giannis Antetokounmpo, saying the Milwaukee Bucks star took advantage of the situation, noting the franchise star, quote, showed up whenever he wants. I'm Andrew Zimmel for your True Sports Update.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Heard that siren. Oh, he don't back down. Nah, heard him whisper in the hallway. They don't come round our way. Then I seen Tory on that crosswalk, clipboard, bullhorn, all face. North side, south side, same fight. He be in the crowd, not the stage lights. Picking up names from the gravestones, turning lost sons into brave ones. Yeah, he ain't fly in the big black car. He walk blocks till his knees feel scarred. Camera in his face, still rocks off. Who gon' speak when the judge don't call? He the phone ring late, that lifeline.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. I was talking about a story about the farmer who throws the dead pig into the well, which attracts rats. It's a story that kind of tries to explain divide and conquer tactics. And, sometimes I look out the window and I see people fighting and doing this and that and pointing the finger at each other instead of working together to make a better outcome. It's just plenty individualism going on. And I think that many times a lot of these strategies create that. And we got to start kind of identifying, okay, if this is what's happening, then we got to move in a different direction. And we got to make sure that we save ourselves, because if you start living by other people's programs and they could get you in a space where they could make you feel comfortable, then take it away from you, you got to make sure you have self-sustaining ideas in the village so that, you don't fall victim to a lot of this. But We got Al on the lines. How you doing, Al?
I'm doing fine. If you decide to be a piece of sugar, honey, iced tea, that's a personal problem, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Democrats is not going to do nothing here in Milwaukee because they feel the only thing black people are good for is Section 8 and mental health. Because if you can get black people to be stopped and get them to dumb themselves down, they have no reason to fight for you. And you don't forget about the deplorables within your community that they're going to use as an excuse to hold the resources. Republicans ain't going to do nothing for you because you're black.
Right.
You're black. But what you need to do is become the resource. Get you an education. And if it's not working for you in the community, maybe the community is not for you, boo-boo. Maybe it's time for you to move somewhere else. You can't save nobody who don't want to save themselves. Some of them you going to just have to let rot. If you want to get high all the day, if you like it, I love it. If you want to sit on your ass and collect a check, if you like it, I love it. It's not for me to lift you up and inspire you when you can do that for yourself. That's called free will. Jesus is not going to do that. God is not going to do that. Caesar Bujaya ain't going to do that. But if you believe in yourself, you can do that. So you got to pick and choose what lane you want to do. For like myself, I don't look for nobody to build me up. Jesus, you can say where you at because you ain't no good. I'm not looking for you, Republican, because I'm not kissing your ass. And the Democrats, you're not putting me in no Section 8. You can move in Section 8, and you can put that crazy label on you. I don't describe for that. I believe in myself. And when y'all start believing in yourself, y'all can do anything you want to. And then y'all can really start calling out both sides. What you going to do about it? Because Jesus ain't came in 400 years, and he ain't coming right now. He's sitting there partnering with the devil. Y'all have a good day. Bye.
Hey, independence is important. And to govern your community by making sure that you have what you need. I'm talking about putting people in position to make sure you have what you need. This goes on in every other community. This goes on. Like, when you realize that people can kind of socially engineer an environment and they already anticipate the outcomes. They already know it's going to be people shooting and killing each other and fighting each other, just like the farmer that threw the dead pig in the well. He knew that if 70 rats get in this well, they're going to have a good time at first. They're going to have food. But once that food was gone, and he knew that it was going to run out, they were going to turn into something more beneficial to him and what he was trying to do economically overall. And they were going to turn against each other, fight each other, kill each other. And all he needed was a test group, 70. He didn't need everybody. He just needed a small group. And then when it got to that last one standing that forgot how to live and only survive by eating his own people, he didn't have remorse for the rat. He had a weapon. And when he pulled that rat up out the well and let it free, he knew that it was going to kill its own. And that's a rinse and repeat concept. A lot of us are in neighborhoods that are socially engineered for struggle. And I was walking past some blight in the community. And some of these houses been blighted for a long time. Some of these, if you go up Center Street and you start getting to a part of Center Street, if you start at First and Center and work your way up to, let's say 50th, 60th and Center, and sometimes you start from the hood and go up, you'll see a lot of business, what used to look like a lot of thriving businesses, but they boarded up. And they've been boarded up for years. Like, how come you telling me nobody don't want to? This is prime real estate. This is a lot of traffic over here. But these buildings been empty for years. In our neighborhoods, you telling me that nobody don't want to do nothing with these empty buildings? To the point where it's driving down the property value, the blight. You could go through some neighborhoods, you got the green boards on there, and it's been there for years. Then all of a sudden, corporations come and buy up all of it at a cheap price. And it don't benefit the community. But this is a strategy. It's like Monopoly. You know, when y'all first start Monopoly, everybody, you can only afford that first strip. You know what I mean? And that's the hood. Monopoly will tell you. That first, Oriental Avenue, and what's the first? That's all hood. And it's some people living better in the hood, but it's still the poorest part of Monopoly. And then you can still build it up. You can still get property. You can still build it up. You can still put a hotel over there, but you're not getting. That's the lowest version of building up something. It's that first strip. And I'll tell you this, the hood is got value. And people are buying up houses in the neighborhood at cheap and building it up and charging you an arm and a leg to live there. And when you don't have a community that's working together, and when you don't have political leaders that have your best interests, you get what you see right now in the city of Milwaukee. People trying to get what they can out the deal because they don't see the value, the overall value in the group. And that's what's happening. And now we know we don't have to continue to live in the well. We can understand the ideal of keeping us living below our means and start coming together and making them work for our best benefit, or they can't get our votes. They can't get our participation. Long as you keep giving something and not getting nothing in return, I don't have to do nothing for you. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Don't settle for a fixer-upper. Build a brand new home with Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity. They partner with first-time buyers to make home ownership possible with little to no down payment and a team that's on your side every step of the way. Even if you're just starting to explore what's possible, they're here to help you take the next step. If your household earns between $55,000 and $90,000 a year, you may qualify. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The people's champ. Yeah, yeah. Who the people's champ? Tory Lowe. When it all goes wrong, where the people go? Tory Lowe. Who was speaking up for those people in the ghetto? Tory Lowe. Who was out in Kenosha on the front line in the snow? Tory Lowe. Who out here righting the wrongs and shining light on these folks? Tory Lowe. Who the biggest advocate that Milwaukee has ever known? Tory Lowe. Who out here finding these babies and bringing them back home? Yo, Tory Lowe. If you don't know, then you know. Who gonna be right there with you in that hospital when you shot up? Tory Lowe. Who gonna find a child molester that touched your daughter? Tory Lowe. Who gonna help you out when that landlord put you out of that apartment? Tory Lowe. When your son need a transplant, who gon' find that organ? Tory Lowe. Who out here shutting down the streets with no permit?
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. 2 men arrested after carjackings outside Milwaukee area chicken restaurants. The carjackings already, they just going, it's not even, the weather ain't even nice out. They just doing whatever at this point. I didn't heard more about people trying to carjack, people walking on people's porches, twisting on doorknobs and things like that, trying to see if the door unlocked. We got some video on this. 2 men arrested after carjackings outside Milwaukee area chicken restaurant. If you're watching as we broadcast live, we got video. Let's listen.
Eric, the suspects really drawing some attention to themselves by robbing 2 similar restaurants on the same street, Capitol Drive, in 2 successive nights. Police here and in Milwaukee certainly noticed going high-tech to lead to the arrest. Just after 2 a.m. April 26th, the Brookfield police were called to the Raising Cane's on Capitol Drive when an employee said 2 men stole his car at gunpoint. The next night, an employee at Crazy Chicken, just down Capitol Drive at 78th Street, was also carjacked at gunpoint as she left work. When the car stolen in the Crazy Chicken armed robbery turned up here near 70th and Hope, just a block away from where the car from the Raising Cane's was ditched, police figured they might be related, and they used some new technology to quickly make the arrest. Brookfield police launched a drone where the second stolen car was parked and waited, eventually tracking and arresting 21-year-old Adrian Thomas and 17-year-old Quinte Russell as they returned to the car and got in. Police say Russell was armed with a handgun. According to a Brookfield police search warrant, Russell explained to police he carjacked the employee there because he, quote, walked to Raising Cane's and the buses were no longer running. He said, quote, he didn't want to walk back home. drones have been gaining more regular use in law enforcement, including by Milwaukee police. Their own dashboard shows the drones in heavy use. These flight paths are just from a 3-hour window earlier this month, responding to calls ranging from drunk drivers to traffic hazards to shot spotter shooting reports.
I don't mind them using the drones for this. This is going to stop all of the chasing, everything. Just get the drone out there. They're going to have to stop the car and get out, and then you get them. You know what I mean? I like this. I'm not going to push back on how they did this with the drones because I guess this was supposed to be like an experiment that they just got them. I guess they trying to, it's like a project or whatever, but instead of doing these high-speed chases, just launch the drone. As soon as they jump out to go, thinking that they about to, go, use the bathroom or stop at somebody's house and get out and talk because they don't know how to talk and get back in the car. Sometimes they'll have a stolen car in the middle of the street standing there talking and don't care who waiting to go through. So this is better right here. I like this. I don't have a problem with this drone thing because they got them, and then they're gonna say they didn't want to walk. They didn't want to. They jacked. So you finna throw away your whole life jacking somebody, put somebody's life at risk because you don't want to walk home. How did you get out there? Trash, straight trash. This is where I say I don't mind technology being used in this way. And a drone can actually have a tracker and lock on the vehicle. Like they could lock, and the drone can track the vehicle. Some drones, if they got the tracker, it'll work automatic. So they said they used the drone. As soon as they came out, they was able to arrest them. It was clean. Here we go. I mean, I'm not going, I wish this was happening more. We also got a situation where the court commissioner says, two men accused of shooting a security guard. I guess the court commissioner says everyone wants to shoot nowadays. Everybody quick to shoot. We've been saying that for years. Even on the movie Friday, Pops was like, they don't know what to do with these no more. They don't want to fight no more. You lived another day. You took it, you dished it out, you took it, and you lived to fight another day. Now, everybody wants to shoot. They done shot the security guard. If you watch this, we broadcast live. We got video. Let's listen.
Prosecutors say Johnson was trying to play peacemaker and de-escalate an argument. Prosecutors say Darren Sutton was arguing with two women and Princeton Underwood stepped in. Sutton and Underwood are both felons, and prosecutors say both had guns. According to that complaint, Johnson drove away with Sutton and Sutton's two children. The complaint says Underwood followed them in a vehicle, pulled up beside Johnson's SUV, and opened fire.
The other sad part about this situation is if none of them had guns like they should not have, you wouldn't be sitting here right now. If y'all would have fought instead of shot, you might not be sitting here right now. That's the unfortunate reality about Milwaukee. Everybody wants to shoot. Nobody wants to fight.
Actually, this judge, Barry Phillips, he been on the news for the last couple years, just kind of in this space where he's just scratching his head like this new generation, this new group, like the last decade, what they doing out here is a lot of cowardness. I call it a lot of cowardness because this ain't nothing you should be going to prison over. If you got a dispute over whatever, sometimes I don't advise it. I stopped doing all of that. Like when I started getting smarter, I just learned to walk away. Like really walking away is the really It's the bravest thing you'll ever do in your life. Because if you continue, you're going to end up on Fox 6 News. Like, everybody got a bad temper. Like, if you grow up on the north side, or, you don't even have to just be from the north side, but everybody's capable of having a bad temper. Some people got a worse temper than others. But you end up in a space where you could be challenging your freedom, messing around with some folks. So I learned that I don't even practice arguing with people. I'm not going to argue with you about nothing. You got this. I got stuff to do. I ain't got time to be looking for bail money, for bonds and stuff like that. I used to think like that when I was coming up, and I had to train myself that ain't the right way. If you got dreams, you got goals, you got stuff to do, people will distract you and get you to almost want to, do extra stuff to them that's not going to be beneficial to what you're really trying to do. I guess I'll say it like that. But the judge is right. Don't nobody want to duke it out no more. They don't want to take an L. They don't want to take that L. They don't want Smokey standing over them talking about they got knocked out. Hey. But you live to fight another day and you ain't in prison. And I don't understand how they got all these guns and bullets, but they ain't got a place to sleep. They struggling in real life to find food, shelter, and all of that other stuff. But you out here riding in stolen cars with a pistol. I understand that. All right, well, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
So I was shocked that they let an advocate get on the air. Because I was like, man, do y'all really want to know what's really going on out here in these streets? I wish I could have a whole show that y'all could listen to every phone call that come to mind. I could do a whole show on my voice message. Just people calling, talking about what's happening. Just off the voice message, y'all wouldn't even believe what I got in my voice message. If I'm gonna start a podcast after show, I'm gonna let y'all hear the raw material because we can't even play it on the air. That's how real it is out here. That's why I ain't got time for all y'all all that extra stuff that y'all be trying to do. I'm just happy that we're able to have these great, powerful conversations. But I'm going to always remind y'all that we got to still get out here and get to work.
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Live on YouTube and right here on 101.7 The Truth.
You've been diagnosed with COPD, but breathing seems to be getting harder. Everyday activities, walking to the mailbox, going up the stairs, talking on the phone take more effort than they used to. You're short of breath more often. Flare-ups are happening more frequently. And slowly, life starts to feel smaller. Is this you? If your COPD symptoms are getting worse, there may be options that can help you breathe easier and get back to doing more of what matters to you. That could mean walking further, spending more time with family and friends, feeling more confident leaving the house, and getting back to the life you want to live. If your COPD is changing, it's time to have a conversation with your doctor. Visit the COPD Foundation website at isthisyoucopd.org to learn the signs of severe and worsening COPD and the right questions to ask next. Take action today. Breathe better tomorrow.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time, I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe, from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. Gas, grocery prices spike. It's spiking, Truth Nation. The gas and grocery prices is going up. We just had a young man, Key City, in the studio talking about how the convenience stores is charging an extra fee on the debit card. And everything is going up. Everything is they trying to soak you dry. Trying to squeeze you dry. Squeeze every penny out your pocket. Everywhere you turn is either taxes, increased fees, gas prices that went up, grocery prices then spiked. If you're watching as we broadcast live, we got some video on this. Let's listen.
At Gal's Food Market up 16th and North. Customers inside
1039. Would you say that's higher than normal?
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Are cutting back.
Everything is starting to increase.
One big reason. Sky-high gas prices. Gas Buddy says Milwaukee averaged nearly $4.70 a gallon on Thursday.
I imagine that fuel costs are a really powerful driving force of what we see on the shelves in terms of costs.
They really can be. Brian Jacobson teaches finance at Marquette University. He says supply and demand, shelf life, and tariffs affect grocery prices. But fuel costs have one of the biggest impacts on what you pay at the store.
Things like fresh produce, they need to be refrigerated, so those trucks are a lot heavier, they take a lot more fuel, plus they come from oftentimes very far distances.
It's fresh produce and proteins that Jacobson says are seeing the biggest surge. Numbers from U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics show from March to April, uncooked ground beef went up 3.1%. Whole milk, nearly a 3% increase. And tomatoes soared nearly 13%.
Cash out as freely as you would, because you got to make it.
Jacobson's advice:
take advantage of those customer loyalty programs. If you give up a little bit of personal information, you might actually get a little bit of a discount.
Here we go. It's just weird to see how everywhere you turn, it's just an uptick. And it's been going on. Like, I remember when orange juice used to be, what, now it's $8 a gallon?
Damn.
Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I remember when it was down to like $2.99, it was like now, once they go up, it don't come back down. Like, it come down slow. Like, it don't drop back down. Inflation. Once they get that price up there, it'll never subside back to where it was.
Because they know you'll pay for it.
They know you got the money. You'll find a way to get it. Maybe we should just all, like, go on a food strike and just be like, we not buying nothing. And see if the prices drop. Like, for like at least a week. Can you do that, Andrew? Can you go a whole week without?
Can I go a whole week without eating? Probably not.
Just like go a whole week, not even without eating, but just don't buy anything.
Yeah, I think so.
You didn't win a couple weeks without buying something.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, like, we got to do something, because this, long as they can control the market, it's just going to continue to, okay, you think you can't pay this much for this gas? Okay, you're going to find a way to pay it because you got to get somewhere. I wondered, like I remember they used to tell us, don't buy nothing for Christmas just to show the establishment that, we not going to participate in Black Friday and all of that stuff. And then once they did that, now you don't even see the Black Friday how it used to be where everybody was out waiting outside to run in there and grab the big TV no more. Like now they don't even have that no more. Now it's just, you just go in, you can purchase online. They switched it up.
I was going to say, is it because of the online shopping, do you think?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is sometimes people, they had to grow into the online. Sometimes people want their stuff right now. They don't want to wait 3 or 4 days. You got to have some patience. I think I see more people getting patient and understanding it may be even cheaper to do it that way. But I'm talking about when the Tickle Me Elmo was out. I'm talking about when people was beating each other up because they grabbed the last one and started fighting and stuff like that. Like, that's what I'm talking about, being in that well, And I think if we all start working together, we can try to knock a lot of this back down. But that ain't going to happen because some of y'all got to have it. Y'all got to have it. I was mad when they had my Toll House chocolate chip cookie roll went up. Where you buy the dough and then you chop the cookies and make individual. When that went up, I had to stop eating the cookies. It went up to like $5, almost $6. Terrible.
When's the last time you made cookies?
Maybe 2 weeks ago. From the 3rd Street Market Hall.
No, but I'm saying, when did you make cookies?
Oh, like last time I made,
yeah,
probably longer than that. Probably like 4 weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying. They
4
got
weeks.
us.
Yeah, I pick and choose when I had the kids around. I try to get them some cookies.
I love my cookies.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, what's really going on here? Like everything going up. Whether it's taxes, prices on goods and services, gas, where are we getting the money from? I guess they saying they calling your bluff. I guess you saying you can't afford it, but you paying for it. You found some kind of way to get the money.
Everybody huffs and puffs until it's time to, blow a house down.
Josh says, is the Milwaukee community even ours anymore? It's unfortunate, but Milwaukee is showing signs of gentrification and segregation. Diabolical. It says diabolical. I don't know. Young Money says, Obama had a deal with Iran for them not to enrich uranium. Trump pulls us out of that in 2018. Then they went back to it, and now we are here. Hey, I'm telling you, we might be living in the Truman Show. Long as we divide it and fight each other and not working together, I believe if everybody stop doing something, they'll correct itself. Because then they need everybody to participate to keep doing this. And I think it's a lot of price gouging too. I think that it's a lot of price gouging. Some people say, hey, I can get this much for this now, and they just lift up the price to get that little extra. I've seen a lot of price gouging going on, especially why do it cost more to live in poor communities? That's always got me scratching my head, because the moment I get out to well-ran neighborhoods or neighborhoods that maintain themselves a little bit better, the prices are always lower with gas. With the grocery prices, the groceries taste a little fresher. It's better product. Then you get in black communities, and they got the highest prices, and sometimes it be almost expired. Like, it don't even be fresh produce. Why is that? It's because we not together actually fighting for the things that we truly need, or I don't know. 833-212-1017. I noticed that since I was a kid, that when I'm on the block, we pay higher at the convenience stores and everything for everything in the community. But hey, We got Eddie on the line. So let's get some entertainment right quick. It's Friday. Let's get a little entertainment. How you doing, Eddie?
Tory, I'm sad. I am sad. I put my heart and soul into being the entertaining Caucasian on your radio show. And I woke up this morning and I grabbed my phone like everybody does, right? And kind of scrolled through it and saw you giving a little speech on how the show's going to be ending in a week. And, Tory, I'm devastated. I'm a little devastated. I had so much more to do for 101.7 The Truth.
Well, when I do the next thing, you can always pop up. You can always be a part of that, too. So don't worry about it. You'll be down for a little bit, but you'll be all right. Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about never getting in the parking spots that I was promised.
You were supposed to be on the show last Friday, and you didn't even show up.
I had COVID.
Here we go.
I had COVID.
I guess it's not COVID anymore. It's Hunter's. You've been painting around. You've been painting around the rat droppings.
My salary was supposed to be a case of Diet Coke. I never got that.
Here we go.
Liz and I never had that celebrity charity boxing match that she agreed to. And I just feel ditched. I feel abandoned. I feel abandoned, Tory. I just feel really bad about this whole thing. And I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, what's going to happen to our relationship, Tory? You know what I mean? Are we going to go apart or...
Oh, wow.
You know, it's not like it used to be, Tory. It's not like it used to be.
You're so crazy.
What's going to happen to us? Tory, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to us, Tory? I feel used by 101.7 The Truth, Tory. That's what I feel, Tory. I feel used, and I shouldn't feel used this way, Tory. I put my heart and soul into the station, and for what, Tory? For what? It's like being cheated on. Now I'm upset. It's going to ruin my weekend. I got to go. Say bye to Andrew. Bye-bye.
Oh, wow. Poor Eddie. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations like this right here on Tory Lowe.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Where's that same devastation? Where's that same anger? Where's that same hurt for other American citizens who lost their lives to guns? When we talk about the loss of life here in America, if all lives matter, y'all got to start acting like all lives matter. I feel bad for any loss of life because it's not fair and it's not right for anybody to take somebody's life. That's not what we're put on this earth to do. I hate the fact that in this country that we live in, that violence is so rampant. Violence is the norm.
Download the new 1017 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth.
At UW Credit Union, we have best-in-class technology and peopleology. Like if you lose your card, you can stop by in-branch for a same-day replacement, or you can have a new one instantly issued to the app. So whether you prefer interacting with our snappy online interface or our in-person regular faces, UW Credit Union is always here for every you. And whichever you choose, it's the best of both worlds. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Got a grad to celebrate? Make it easy with a Cousins Subs gift card. Buy $30 in gift cards and get a free 7.5-inch sub for you. Valid on any Deli Fresh or Classic sub. So while you're giving a great gift, you're getting one too. Simple, thoughtful, and way better than a card that gets tucked away. Stop by your local Cousins Subs today. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Can you lift my spirit? Cause the devil trying to kill my spirit. Tory Lowe, can you lift my spirit? Cause my enemy can't kill my spirit. They can't kill my spirit. Tory Lowe, can you lift my spirit? Cause the devil trying to kill my spirit. Feeling myself, two-step, then I do my dance. Advocate, take the charge, play your hand. All white like a swan, stepping with the sauce. With the pep in your step, guess you should've brought the sauce. Cut the check, say the truth, know I'm feeling better. I need to go to therapy and we could go together. They just opened up my heart, told them it was a drought. The enemy tried to tear me apart, it just can't happen now. The dirty bird to the judge, middle fingers up. The ops in my hood, middle fingers up. They thought they was doing good, now they in the mud. The jury knew it was good, verdict not guilty.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. It seems like the judge allowed a man to continue with his communication after he was accused of contacting a victim 1,500 times off a tablet. She gave him a second chance after he was continuously from jail. And I know they give people these tablets now. And I guess he used it to continue to harass the victim. But the judge was like, let him keep the tablet. This is a wild story. If you watch it as we broadcast live, we got some video on this. Let's listen.
He's accused of stalking and pointing a gun at the mother of his child and punching her.
State of Wisconsin versus Amir Jones Jr.
But it's what prosecutors say Amir Jones did from jail that's causing added concern.
Since Mr. Jones was arrested in January on the underlying case, he has made over 1,500 attempted phone calls to the victim. Over 300 of those have been answered.
Since January, he's violated a no-contact order with the victim hundreds of times from inside the jail. Prosecutors say he also threatened the officer on the case, appearing to say he was on a hit list from his jail-issued tablet. He wrote, "You already on my hit." Last week, the DA tried to take away his communication privileges, but Judge Anna Barrios-Schrader denied it.
I believe that the judge made a very serious error in judgment.
The move leading to outrage from the Fraternal Order of Police.
1,500 times, and yet we have a judge that still finds it okay to allow this individual to have that communication device to continue terrorizing this victim.
Chief Judge Carl Ashley declined to comment, saying judges do not comment on open cases. But Judge Barrios-Schrader did respond to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, saying, "I decided the onus is on him, that I would give him one opportunity," referring to Jones. The Sheriff's Office told 12 News jail leadership acted promptly to move the occupant in question to a restricted housing unit, whereas access to communications devices was limited to attorney-client contact.
It does pose a safety concern for not only the individuals that he's threatening, but their families as well.
All right, look, I'll say this, like, ain't your job is to protect the victim. Now, if they come to you and say, hey, this guy is using this device that he has to harass, the judge's job is to say, okay, he's misusing the device. He can no longer use. They had to move him to a place where it was restriction on the Wi-Fi or something. So they put him in this. The judge said he could use it, keep using it. But I guess they moved him in the space, in the part of the building where the Wi-Fi didn't go through something. Because where it was restricted. So I'll say this, like, when I heard this story, it's always, the weirdos and the worst people that they try to give leniency to. And, this kid, obviously has some problems with domestics, and he obviously has some problems with keeping up with the rules of being no contact. And even with all of that, the judge was like, oh, let him keep the device. He's responsible enough to try to make the changes on his own, or however she did it. And I didn't see innocent people got the book thrown at them. You know, I don't know. This system is weird sometimes. When I saw this story, I just said, man, and, you know, these are the judges that, you know, they want to, you know, they believe that somebody has a chance. They get a wrong person a chance. Get a right person a chance. Like, look at Hannah Dugan. You know, look what she tried to do. Now she in jail. Look what this judge is trying to do. They always pick the wrong people to get a leniency to, and there's plenty of people in jail that could have used that chance, that would have done right by the chance. Hey, they may not be a good judge of character. I don't know. So, it's another story that I want to talk about. Wisconsin parents stunned to learn that a former high school football coach was arrested on child pornography charges. If you watch this, we broadcast live. We got video. Let's listen.
The Kohler School District Superintendent informed parents, students, and staff in an email that it just learned about these allegations and charges on Wednesday. Parents suddenly were relieved to learn that investigators do not believe any students are involved, but they're also disturbed to hear that prosecutors say victims could be as young as 2 years old.
I just think it's disgusting when something like that happens. That's the worst thing possible, honestly. Not good.
Parents in line to pick up their kids from Kohler High School, shocked to learn a now former assistant high school football coach is facing up to 250 years in prison if convicted on several counts of child pornography. The criminal complaint shows back in February, the Sheboygan Police Department got a cyber tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and showed up at Nicholas McNutt's door. Prosecutors say investigators searched McNutt's phone and iPad, where they allegedly found 10 videos and nearly 100 sexually explicit pictures of young girls, with victims estimated to be between the ages of 2 and 14 years old. The criminal complaint shows McNutt allegedly told police that people involved would send him photos, and he would send them to other people online. In a letter to parents Wednesday, the Kohler School District Superintendent shared that it will work with law enforcement as the investigation continues, and that school counselors are available to students in need.
I grew up here. My parents went to school here. I have no doubt they handled it the best that they could.
Abby says this should in no way reflect on the school district or the broader community.
Coach what? Was that me, or did they say Coach McNuts? Is that what his name was? McNutt? What do you expect with a name like that? Sam? Sam says his name is McNuts. What do you expect? Wow. It's so many ways we could go with that, but that's a terrible. I'm going to call him Coach because I don't want to keep – the name is just crazy work. And then what he did was just diabolical. But can you imagine writing this story and talking about what he did and then the name? Wow. You know what? I'm going to move on because I don't want to go down. It was terrible. Thank God he got arrested. And we just got to keep this one moving because it could go a couple ways with this story. We got Kathy on the lines. How you doing, Kathy?
Well, I'm doing good, but I'm sad that you're not going to be on the radio station and inform all us with everything that's going on. So make sure you keep up with us if you're going to do a YouTube or Instagram, and what time so we can kind of follow you on there.
Yeah. Oh, we got things that's coming up. So, I mean, like I said, we got another week, so I'll try to get everybody informed on, as we move forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we have a party for you or something? Can we all meet up?
Andrew, on Friday.
What Friday?
Maybe Friday at the 3rd Street Market Hall after the show.
The 22nd, yeah.
Maybe.
No, that sounds real good. Okay.
Maybe we'll have a gathering after the show at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
Got to bring cookies.
Got to bring chocolate chip cookies.
I'll bring you some cookies. That sounds good. You know, I'll make them. No, I won't make them. I'll buy them at the store. Listen, the other one too that we need to do also is that, and I don't want to put my number on the thing out there. I'm pretty good at landlord-tenant stuff. So if someone has a problem, I mean, I'm not going to dig deep into it. But what I want to let people know right now, you're not going to get this information from nobody else. Do not put your whole Social Security number on any application. Only adults over 18 Social Security goes in the application, not the children, not even the copy, no matter what they say. And only give your last 4 digits. And then when somebody say they want to show you a place, they say, well, I'm going to check the address. I'm going to see who address is on the property at the city down there. You can look it up online. If that address don't match the ID, and let the people know, I want to see your ID too. If you tell somebody I want to see your ID that you matched his home, even if it's LLC, you got the paperwork, I can't come and look at it because you may be a frauder. You may be frauding me. Tell people that they won't even show up for the interview to show you the home. And I tell tenants that too. You got to have an ID. So make sure the person that's showing you that property has an ID. You don't want it to be a nephew, cousin, or somebody who runs the business. If they run the business, their name should be on the paperwork where they bought the property. If they're LLC, who's their assistant. Make sure, do not put your whole Social Security number down on there. If they're legit, you look on the city assessor's office to own that property and that name matches that property, or if there's LLC, you can find that out too. Okay, make sure, because these people are just written to be written. Do not give you money because they're going to give you a good deal of first month's rent free. Please don't do that. Make sure you verify them. Say, I want to see your ID, who owns the property, if this property actually belongs to you. And when you do an application, I'm going fast, only put your last 4 digits down. Because when you look at CCAP, when people rent and they take them to court, the court don't have your Social Security number on there or your birthday. There's no law to say you don't have to put it down, but it's not down. I do it on my tenants at the end of the day. Okay, so I can know who they are, because some people got the same names, and if I can't figure out if they're a different person than the CCAP, I don't even bother even trying to finish the application because I don't know who people are. But do not put all your information down on there. Do not. You don't do, and you go to your bank and you exchange stuff there. So we can go to the bank and we exchange stuff. Make sure the ID match who you're giving your money to. Don't just give people money like that. Please don't. Give your last 4 digits of your Social Security number, and no minor child Social Security number should be on any of them papers. Please, y'all, please don't just do that. I don't care if you've been evicted before. People can work with you, okay? Please don't be in a hurry because you're desperate. They're getting with a lot of desperate people who had issues and been on CCAP. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Merge with a family member and try to get along with them and save some money out and try to pay off the old evictions and stuff. Please.
I agree. Like I said, that's good, sound advice. And many times, a lot of people, they be in desperate situations where they got to try to get something, especially a mother and she got kids and she in a transition, maybe some domestic going on, maybe a tragic change that she have to try to get a place. And that's where they try to feed on, oh, you need, give me this information and we can hook you up. And they try to steal all of your Social Security numbers and things like that. That scam is real. That everybody been talking about that scam, and we got the names. Hopefully, we can, and next week we can hear that we made some arrests on that scam. We still waiting for the police to do their job. Oh my goodness. We gonna run the break, and when we come back, we got Eastside Corey on the lines. We want to talk to Eastside Corey when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we don't leave success to chance. We're designed for it. With strong support, high expectations, and a team committed to excellence, our educators turn belief into outcomes every day. If you believe every child deserves an excellent education, join Milwaukee College Prep. Apply today. Visit mkeprep.com/jobs.
Want to save money on energy bills? With free tools from We Energies, you're in control. Manage your energy use with easy tips. Earn rebates on home upgrades, calculate your energy use, create savings goals, view and compare bills, and more. With We Energies, the energy info you need is at your fingertips. Save your way at WeEnergies.com/simple savings or download the app. We Energies. Simple steps, real savings.
Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
So altogether, you're looking at $1,780 for your mortgage and for your property taxes in a year. And that's before you have to deal with, obviously, your water bill and electric bill. That's a steep price that people have to pay. And based off those numbers I just ran, to afford a home like that, you got to make $65,000 a year. But the problem is, here in Milwaukee, the median household income is only $54,234. That's out of whack. So again, I am all about affordability. I'm all about people getting homes. But what we have to understand is that until homes are more affordable, you can have a supply and demand problem, but the problem that we have here in the city of Milwaukee is that these prices, when people are listing these houses, they're listing them for prices that people really can't afford. And even if you do get the house and you're paying that, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Home ownership is not about living paycheck to paycheck. Home ownership is about finding something that fits within your budget and building equity for the future.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day. Too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Marvin Robinson launched her champagne brand back in 2020 with a completely different business model in mind.
Originally, B. Stuyvesant was supposed to be a house brand for a champagne bar I was going to open. And what happens is with COVID, we had our inventory, but it wasn't the best environment to really open up anything.
Of course, the pandemic shifted all her plans, but Robinson adapted and built her company, B. Stuyvesant Champagne, into an award-winning luxury brand, and one of the few in the wine and spirit space owned by a black woman.
Let me tell you, I've had a lot of roller coasters, but I'm really happy to see where we've landed, celebrating 6 years, growing from operating out of my apartment to going to our first retail stop, and now we're actually in a full-service tasting spot in the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
I'm Andrew Zimmel with your True Sports Update. The Milwaukee Brewers picked up 5 wins in a 6-game homestand. They'll be in Minnesota tonight to start a 3-game series against the Twins. Brewers All-Star Christian Yelich was out of the starting lineup Thursday for the second straight game as he deals with back soreness. MLB.com Brewers beat writer Al McCovey on Yelich's back soreness.
I mean, Brewers fans at this point know that he struggles with that here and there. It just flares up. And then the trick when it starts to flare is to stop it in time before it becomes something serious. And they've done it, if you think about it over the years, they've done a very good job of that.
Brewers and Twins tonight in Minneapolis. First pitch is at 6:10 p.m. And the Packers' regular season schedule is out and it's loaded with games in primetime. The Packers wrap up the regular season at home against the Lions. And on a recent episode of his podcast, Game Recognized Game, Bucks center Miles Turner spoke on Doc Rivers and Giannis Antetokounmpo, saying the Milwaukee Bucks star took advantage of the situation, noting the franchise star, quote, showed up whenever he wants. I'm Andrew Zimmel for your True Sports Update.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Phone ring, say, same name on it. Yeah. Whole city got it. Same name. On it. Mama in the lobby, folder in her hand, saying, baby, I'm tired, they don't understand. Case on the news, but they mute that pain. So we call one name, trying to change that game. Tory pull up, check to the table, ask who failed you, who lied, who labeled. He know every auntie, cousin, brother, uncle, niece. He don't just talk justice, he don't leave it in a tweet. When it all go wrong, we call on Tory Lowe. When the judge look cold, we call on Tory Lowe. From the block to the boardroom, everybody know if the whole world's silent, we call on Tory Lowe. Say, call on Tory
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. A Chilean man sentenced for Waukesha burglary faced federal charges in multi-state crime spree. What's going on with this Chilean man? I remember they were reporting there were a lot of burglaries going on in that area. We got some video on this. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. Let's listen.
Trail cameras show the accused burglary crew traveling here from Chile, lurking in the woods during a Mequon burglary last year. It's the same crew prosecutors say hit a town of Delafield home last October, looting it of more than $100,000 in jewelry. Two members of the crew in Waukesha County Court Wednesday.
This is a very targeted attack of a house in our community by someone who has no ties to this community. In other words, you are coming into Waukesha County to victimize residents of Waukesha County.
Luciano Cifuentes and Herbert Silva, both sentenced to 5 years in prison. But 12 News learned this week they and 2 other South Americans are now facing federal charges, accused of traveling between Florida, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, committing at least 15 home burglaries, netting about $1 million, quote, in U.S. currency, jewelry, firearms, precious metals, and rare coins.
According to the documents filed in the federal case, the burglars would rent an Airbnb in the Milwaukee area, including this one here in West Milwaukee. They use it as a base for committing burglaries while here and then return to Florida.
These defendants left no stone unturned and didn't leave until they made sure that they took everything they could.
Prosecutors say the ring researched the area and picked out targets in advance of their travels, based on the belief the homes would contain highly valuable items or cash.
All right, well, now they got the people that was going through the back trails out there. Chilean men from Chile. They just set up shop, got an Airbnb, scoped out the neighborhood. And you know, in y'all those communities, those well-to-do communities, when they go on vacation, you see the luggage all in the backseat. We about to leave out, like what Chevy Chase be doing. Like when remember those Chevy Chase vacation movies? And they wait till they leave and they go rob them. I wonder is these the ones that did Bobby Portis? Remember Bobby Portis got robbed?
I remember that. I don't know. I don't think it's the same people, but
you don't think it's the same people? It's kind of the same setup.
Oh, yeah.
The way they looked, the way they was moving.
Same game plan.
Yeah, same game plan. So is there other groups out here that's doing it?
Remember they hit Bobby Portis? They also hit like Patrick Mahomes' house. There was a bunch of athletes who got hit like that.
That's what I'm saying. Is this like a whole operation? But think about it. They came over here from another country and just started robbing people. That's crazy. Like,
and Chile to Wisconsin, that's kind of a trip, Tory.
Yeah, let me go all the way to Wisconsin to get in trouble.
That's crazy.
How did they even get in the country?
Asking the right question.
Well, we ain't going. Will we ever find out? Maybe they signed some papers to get here.
I feel like next week's shows are gonna be really interesting.
Here we go. I'm gonna try to. We gonna put that on the table for now. We can figure out were they undocumented or not. Also, FBI attempted to interview a top Milwaukee County election official. This is a story that came out. Maybe, something happened that I'm not aware of. I mean, maybe we can find out more with this article if you're listening. FBI interviewing a top Milwaukee County election official this week. Let's listen.
Off the top tonight, an FBI agent paid a visit to the home of the Milwaukee County Elections Director, Michelle Hawley. It follows the news the FBI is investigating the results of the 2020 presidential election here in Wisconsin. Milwaukee County Clerk George Christensen confirmed the FBI visit in an email, saying the agent did not speak to Hawley directly but left the business card. In the email, Christensen said, "It is unfortunate the FBI chose to visit Hawley's private residence rather than contact the Election Commission's office directly. No dedicated public servant should be subjected to that type of intrusion simply for carrying out her responsibilities and with integrity and professionalism." This week, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reported the FBI investigation into the 2020 election is in its preliminary phase and focused on vetting previous complaints. President Donald Trump has falsely, repeatedly claimed he won the 2020 election. In his own statement, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley said President Trump's ongoing attempts to relitigate the 2020 election, which he lost, have crossed the line if he's sending FBI agents to the private residence of Milwaukee County's elections director, adding Milwaukee.
All right, here we go. We got Eastside Corey on the lines. Eastside, you know what? The screen in front of me when I went to break, I knew you was on the lines, but something went on with the screen in front of me, and it went black. And so when we came out of break, I didn't know what was going on, but I'm sorry that I asked, and Andrew said you were still there. So thank you for holding on, and we appreciate you. We always appreciate you, Eastside Corey. We love you. We appreciate you, and we thank you for being an active member of Truth Nation.
Well, I could decide to be upset and sad and emotional about it, but I'm not. You know why? Because you got to go on, butterfly. Black butterfly, you got to come out of your chrysalis and fly. You got to go on to the next thing. But I'm going to be tagging along and be following you wherever you go, because I've learned so much from you, and you're a real man. You do what you say you're going to do, and I haven't ever heard you lie or tell a fib, or I'm also very impressed with your your musical prowess with your very creative, man, with the AI. Damn.
Did you send in the email address so you can get the copy?
You had the Wakanda. That was the Wakanda version. I was like, oh shit. But I want to please, if I may, come to your final show and I just want to shake your hand and be in that atmosphere, and hopefully my fiance will be there. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her?
Hey, like I said, the thing is, when you talk about just all of the people that's involved with the show and the amount of work that has been done, salute to everybody, even those that that showed up to call to actions and events, and we've all put in on this show to try to make it what it needed to be for the community. So this is why I love Truth Nation so much. This is why I love Liz, Minister Kevin, all of the people that would consistently show up and deal with the community and deal with the show as well. So it's going to be, the show is going to be felt when it's not in the space, but we'll move on. Like you said, as a butterfly, we got to keep flying. We got to spread our wings and develop into what the next thing is, and I'm excited for it.
Hey, I carry you with me during the day. I was with my mom, who's 86 years old and a real firecracker, and she's going into another phase of her life where she's helping people, especially seniors, get through insurance information and vocabulary. When you try and apply and stuff, it's very hard to do if you don't know how to do a computer. And I said, Mom, you're an advocate, just like Tory Lowe.
Oh, wow.
I just wanted to point out to her, and to myself too, whatever you're passionate and care about, being an advocate is not a big thing. It starts off small and personal.
Right.
And it'll grow from there, but don't worry about that. Just do what you need to do so your voice is heard. And it could be just as small a thing as giving a smile to somebody or holding the door for an old lady, or helping somebody in a wheelchair. You know, you're being an advocate for good. You're being an advocate for being the best citizen of Milwaukee, and that's the real Milwaukee, okay? And I love how we come together and rally around the issue. I love everybody's crazy opinion. I love this city, and this radio station is probably, I don't know what it's going to turn into, but per usual, I know everybody can't talk about it because it's got a corporate smell to it. Right. The one thing this station hasn't done and refuses to do, I'm not even sure why, but I understand why it would probably be time for me to go too, is that they never really ask the listeners what they want. They just kind of do whatever they want, and then they hope that we catch on. I guess that's what they think. But it's not luck. This is skill level, man. Right. You bring skill level of understanding people and leading by example. It's that simple and complete. And how to speak to different people about different issues. From Eddie, to Al, to me, you're still consistent in who you are, and that's why I respect you. And I'm going to become an advocate for myself and my beliefs also. So carry on, and I hope to catch up with you next week.
Hey, I appreciate you, Eastside Corey. All throughout the years, it's just a blessing to have so many different personalities and characters have these conversations and just to be able to listen. And as we move forward, we can shape our opinions from conversations from everybody instead of having it blocked off or I don't want to hear that side. I only want you to hear this side. No. All sides were always welcome to come in on the Tory Lowe Show. And that's how I want my brand to continue. And like I said, being independent and being able to have these conversations without interference has been a blessing over the last 5 years. And it will continue, just not in this format. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to have the wrap-up. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Milwaukee Black Talk.
You don't want to be there. You don't like the work. You don't like the people. Now, there are some differences. The only difference is modern American slavery and capitalism versus 19th century. We were dramatically more primitive back then. And a slave that is able to buy their freedom is the same as the disaffected, disgruntled worker that is able to buy their way into entrepreneurship because that for them is free.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flySSHF.org and ask for an application.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. All right, we got the recap, Andrew. What happened on the show today?
Oh, boy, another jam-packed show. Another jam-packed week. We were talking about it before, Tory. This week, you were off on Monday, but it feels like that was like 3 months ago.
Right. This is a loaded week.
Really loaded week. Had a ton of good guests, but let's talk about today's show. We opened it up talking about, a lot of different changes, but where we can find Tory Lowe on social media, Tory Lowe King on Facebook and Instagram. But the most important thing I would argue is that the mixtape is coming out next week, and we need people to send their emails in.
Right.
Send them in.
Yeah, I mean, what are the avenues for them to send them in? You can hit me up on Facebook.
Hit Tory Lowe up on
hit the talk to text.
Hit the talk to text. You can hit our Instagram, our YouTube, our Facebook. There's a ton of different ways. In fact, I will even stretch it out this far. I said put the emails in the chat. You can also put it on any of our YouTube videos as well. We put out a YouTube video almost every single day. We put out the best of the Tory Lowe Show on Saturdays. You can put your emails in the comments there. There's so many ways to get this mixtape.
Just send the email. And like I said, this is a Truth Nation appreciation for all of the listeners and things like that. I wish I could do more it's in this space. But and we also may have next week Friday, after party at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
And it sounds like a great idea.
Hey, we working on that. I mean, we'll know next week, Monday, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, no, so it's huge there. We also talked about the data centers being built around Milwaukee, and you argued, I should say, that the city just is essentially giving up on the youth. They don't want to do anything to really help the youth in the city. Put something there. Instead, they're just going to try to add another data center. Who's that helping?
Well, the thing is, we thought that that's what was a part of the plan, is to add something for the youth in that space. It would have definitely helped the community, and we wanted our leadership to reflect our thoughts and things that we feel that we need to move forward. But I don't see that with this.
No, I don't either.
I don't see that with this.
And also the jobs, who knows who's going to get them? It doesn't sound like it's going to be somebody.
Hey, a caller called in yesterday, said, hey, what do the jobs look like? Maybe janitorial almost. Maybe you may want to cut that grass that's growing from the concrete out there. I don't know. Maybe the new company will come in with all of the tech money and just redo all of that.
Not the jobs that we're looking for, put it that way. We also talked about dividing and conquering, Tory, and you gave an analogy that I hadn't ever heard before, the pig in the well. Never heard that story before you told it today.
Right. Well, the pig in the well concept is a divide and conquer strategy where the farmer sets up the rats that he wants to get rid of by putting a pig in the well, maybe 70 or more rats go in the well to eat the pig. They enjoy it. They having fun. They partying. It's enough food for everybody. And then when the food runs out, they slowly turn on each other. Then ultimately they eat each other. And then the last one remaining is let out the well by the farmer, because now that rat is going to hunt down its own, because now it's been trained to be a monster and hazardous to its own kind.
Well, don't look now, but that could happen with the prices of groceries going up.
Oh, wow.
Here.
And it being a food desert as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's not looking good. Gas is going up. Groceries are going up. It doesn't look
like
does not look like it's going to go away anytime soon, Tory.
Hey, look, this is why you got to have a village around you, because you're going to need more than one person or a couple, multiple people to work together to try to overcome a lot of these taxes, these high taxes, these spike in food prices, gas prices. You got to work together with the family unit to get over a lot of this. And it's going to be a strain, but we can make it through. We have made it through worse.
Let me ask you, what was more surprising? The fact that a man was reaching out to his victim 1,000 times from behind bars, or the fact that the carjackers earlier this week got caught with drones? What
because
was more
they didn't
surprising?
want to catch the bus.
Exactly. What was more
or they
surprising?
didn't want to walk. Both of them. It's terrible. The same thing. Like, these situations are terrible. People are making the wrong decisions. And many times when we see these stories, we scratch our heads because we wonder, how do we get to this point? And can we actually make a difference? And the answer is yes. You got to keep the hope alive, but you got to be active for hope to work. You got to get active. And hopefully the movement continues throughout the community. 2026, it's time to repair the village. It's time to repair the village, and it's going to take all hands on deck. If everybody do a little, ain't nobody got to do a lot. And remember, we got. Hey, look, I appreciate everybody for tuning in this week. Salute to the chat. Another powerful chat, another amazing conversation that we have every day. Look, salute to everybody that called in, joined and talked to text. Salute to Truth Nation out there that's listening. Hey, look, it's not the end. It's the beginning of a new path, a new idea, a new format for me. And y'all more than welcome to continue the journey. Keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go, and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.